It's the only one of the 7 wonders of the world that is still standing today. 5 million tons of stone, stacked 146 meters high, 4,500 years ago. The Great Pyramid of Khufu is the tallest, largest, and most enigmatic of all the pharaonic constructions. 45 centuries later, the mystery lives on. How was the pyramid actually built? French architect Jean-Pierre Houdin has been investigating this question for 10 years. He's scrutinized and studied the monument with the eye of an expert, as if he were going to rebuild the whole thing himself. Today, at the end of his investigations, and with the help of new technology, he's offering a revolutionary solution. Could he have managed to solve the mystery of the Great Pyramid of Khufu? To understand the mystery of the pyramids, we need to go back in time to the era when Egypt built these enormous tombs. On the Giza Plateau, these mountains of stone are the masterpieces of a civilization wholeheartedly committed to the quest for eternity. Pyramids were the sacred gateways that let kings pass through to the land of immortal life after death. The Egyptians built the finest and most impressive of them in a single century at the close of the prehistoric era. The first ones were step pyramids, like the Pyramid of Djoser at Saqqara. After the 26th century BC, the first true smooth-sided pyramids were the work of a single family headed by Snefru, who was the father of Khufu and grandfather of Khephren. Originally, the outer surface of the tombs was made of a smooth layer of dazzling white limestone blocks. Pyramids were the earthly incarnation of the sun's rays. As time went by, these outer stones got pillaged in order to build palaces, temples, and mosques. Khufu still has a few left at its base, and Khephren has managed to keep its original stone layer at the top. Khephren was the last monumental pyramid that Egypt built. This period of amazing technological progress only lasted a century. Not long after, Egypt underwent serious climate changes. The country was plagued by drought and ravaged by civil wars, invasions, and social strife. The secrets of the pyramid's construction got lost during these tumultuous times. Recently, archaeologists have discovered the village that housed the workers who built these monuments 4,500 years ago. Egyptologists have unearthed numerous clues into their way of life. They were well-fed and decently housed. They were given meat, beer, and bread. The excavations have even shown that the workers were not slaves, as it was once believed. They were proud to serve their pharaoh and accompany him on his journey to the afterlife. But none of this fascinating research yielded any new information about the methods used to build the pyramids, especially not for the biggest and most complex of them all, Khufu. Towering at 146 meters, it
No. So mountains go like this. You're gonna go. So build this. No. No, I don't. Did you get 250? I don't have 250.
Daddy gave her 200 for the coffee that you paid for yesterday, and then she just had 50.
It's not 50. This is $10, Junior. You have $215.
I gotta bring you.
Actually, I told you to keep your mouth shut.
Oh, well, you got
You have 250. I got 220. He gave me 200 for the coffee shop yesterday. But you paid for it, and then I had 20 left over somewhere else.
And you have a $50.
Yes, from Christmas.
Yeah, she's savoring.
I want money.
It's my butt back.
Oh, you got your sweatshirt.
All right. Oh my God!
How about a,
I'm not tired.
Yeah, but you didn't look tired, did you?
I don't?
Would you care to comment on that video, Corby?
I'd hate to be.
Sudah jongkok kat saya berdiri.
Suruh pakai unta itulah. Suruh pakai unta, udah jongkok tak mau berdiri dia lagi. Ya. Nah. Sip.
Get in.
Gladiators had been spilling blood in the name of entertainment for centuries. But the people of Rome were hungry for bigger, bolder spectacles. The Colosseum would give the gladiators a permanent, state-of-the-art killing field, and the games would take on a level of carnage never before seen in the empire's history.
But this was the big venue. This was the Superdome. The entertainment came to you. Everything from animals from the farthest corners of the known world to captives from faraway lands could be brought to your central location, to your favorite box seat, and right in the center of the city.
Construction on the Colosseum began in 72 AD. It was financed by the sale of precious relics taken from the Jewish temple during Vespasian's sacking of Jerusalem. 12,000 Jewish captives were brought back from that campaign to build the amphitheater.
They would have worked under tremendously harsh conditions and been worked long and hard and to the end.
They poured more than 6,000 tons of concrete and hauled huge travertine building blocks to the site from a quarry 20 miles away.
As the building progressed up higher, they would use less of the strong, expensive and heavy limestone and more of the cheaper ingredients, which were lighter in weight. The Romans had quite sophisticated wooden cranes and devices for lifting stones, and they'd be able to do that quite easily from the ground and up to great heights.
In just 8 years, the imposing structure grew to 160 feet tall, dwarfing all that surrounded it.
It's the tallest ancient Roman structure ever built. This is the amphitheater of the capital. So what was Rome? Rome was a city that was so much larger than any other city. It was so much richer. So that came to symbolize the power, the engineering, the wealth of ancient Rome.
Roman amphitheaters were constructed from a surprisingly simple framework, incorporating 2 Greek theaters back to back to form one 360-degree theater in the round. The Colosseum set a new standard for Roman amphitheater design. It contained an intricate network of corridors and staircases that could shuffle 70,000 Romans in and out in record time. As with stadiums today, everyone who entered the Colosseum had a ticket corresponding to the number above one of the entry gates. The complex was designed not only to control the crowds, but to keep them comfortable. It had 110 drinking fountains and 2 restrooms, large enough to accommodate a packed house. The Colosseum even had a retractable roof. On hot days, an awning called a velarium was unfurled above the upper deck to shade spectators from the sun. It was operated by sailors from the Roman Navy, who were stationed around the top of the Colosseum's arcade.
They could move it according to the sun and according to the wind, and subsequently, Colosseum was amazingly air-conditioned, shaded, and they would stand on top of the arcade and work these poles, the holes of which we can see in the external side, that would hold this immense canvas that would cover the place.
By 80 AD, the Colosseum was complete. But Vespasian didn't live to see the grand opening of his greatest monument. He had died of natural causes the previous year. So his son and successor, Titus, led the inaugural celebration. For 100 straight days, Romans flocked to the Colosseum to soak in every kind of carnage imaginable. 5,000 animals were slaughtered in a single day. Thousands of gladiators and prisoners left as corpses. Outside the arena, bloodshed on this scale was known only in war. But inside, it was pure entertainment.
They go for the entire day. And in the morning, they watch men kill or be killed by animals. And around noontime, they're watching the execution of prisoners. And then finally, in the afternoons, when the main event, primetime TV kind of experience, is the best for last, and that's going to be gladiators, man against man.
Gladiatorial fights were a big draw at the Colosseum, but they weren't always the main event. Several ancient writers describe live naval battles recreated right in the middle of the arena, with battleships on water.
It would have been entirely possible to have diverted water from one of the aqueducts and brought it to the Colosseum in order to flood the floor to a shallow depth.
We do have evidence due to recent studies of the Colosseum that show there are plenty of channels, water channels, for flooding the substructures of the Colosseum. So yes, it was possible, and yes, it happened.
Cristiano Ranieri is the first modern archaeologist to explore the labyrinth of water channels beneath the Colosseum. He believes he has found conclusive evidence of a plumbing system that was used to flood the arena for naval battles.
We have found underneath the arena floor some tunnels that are very ancient, even more ancient than the Colosseum, that date from the time of Nero, therefore contemporary to the Domus Aurea.
The original water channels built beneath Nero's artificial lake were left intact when the Colosseum was built above it. They could have been reconfigured to flood and drain the arena. In this never-before-seen footage, Cristiano leads his dive team inside those ancient channels and through water polluted with the debris of 2 millennia. Beneath the Colosseum, he uncovers a holding tank with a direct line to a nearby aqueduct. Cristiano believes water was diverted from that aqueduct into the arena.
Con quelle luci si vede sotto. Ma bruciato il coso. Martino, no?
He also finds evidence of drain pipes that connected to the city sewer system, which could have been used to drain the floodwaters from the arena into the Tiber River.
There was a proper plumbing system. At one point, the tunnels were used to flood the arena floor to create Navy battle scenes.
The Colosseum's naval battles were an astounding engineering triumph, but they proved to be a fleeting trend in the world's most famous arena. Within a decade, flooding operations were abandoned in favor of a renovation that would revolutionize the games. A new two-story substructure beneath the arena called the Hypogeum. Within it were a system of elevators and trapdoors that enabled tigers and armed gladiators to suddenly pop up through the floor and slaughter their unsuspecting victims.
Although the real spectacle happened up here in the arena, the backbone, the nerve center, the real support system of the arena was down below in the Hypogeum. And there were lion runs, cages for wild animals being taunted, gladiators sharpening their swords preparing for death, condemned criminals in cages. Now, as the games begin, a trapdoor in the arena floor will open, and by a system of pulleys, an elevator will hoist another lion or panther up into the arena. When the trapdoor opens, we're bathed in light. We hear the yells of the throng enjoying the games, and then the trapdoor will close again, leaving us contemplating our own demise amongst the screams and lamentations and stench of blood, beasts, and men.
Violent, bloody, exploitative, thrilling. The games in the Colosseum were the ultimate Roman spectacle. And all those who entered were awed by the engineering prowess of the world's most advanced civilization.
Maybe I'm afraid of heights. I didn't realize it. Which way? Once in a lifetime, that's for sure. Are there more?
More stairs.
Can you go in front but slower this time?
මාලිගාවන් අතර අගතැන්පත් මාලිගය යන අර්ථය ගෙන දෙනු ලබන හින්දි වචනයෙන් නාමය ලබා තිබෙන ටාජ් මහල් නම් වූ මෙම රමණීය නිර්මාණය ඉන්දියාවේ උත්තර ප්‍රදේශයේ අග්‍රා නගරයේ පිහිටා ඇත. ෂාජහාන් නම් වූ මෝගල් අධිරාජයා තම තෙවන බිරිය වූ මුටාස් මහල් දේවිය සිහිවීම පිණිස 1632 වසරේ ඉදිකිරීම් ආරම්භ කළ මෙම මාලිගයේ ඉදිකිරීම් කටයුතු 1653 වන විට අවසන්ව තිබිණි. මෙහි ඉදිකිරීම් කටයුතුවලදී ප්‍රධාන නිර්මාණකරු ලෙසට උස්තාඩ් අහමඩ් ලාහෝරි කටයුතු කළ අතර ඉස්ලාමීය පර්සියානු තුර්කි සහ ඉන්දීය ගෘහ නිර්මාණ ශිල්පයේ එකතුවකට මෝගල් ගෘහ නිර්මාණ ශිල්පයේ ලක්ෂණද එක් කර මෙම මාලිගය නිර්මාණය කර ඇත. එක්සත් ජාතීන්ගේ යුනෙස්කෝ සංවිධානය ලෝක උරුමයක් ලෙසටද නම් කර ඇති මෙම අගනා කලා නිර්මාණය ආදරයේ සංකේතයක් ලෙසටද සැලකේ.